Yesterday, somebody sent in a question asking, when is the best time to start a business? And I want to answer that, but I want to do it from 2 points of view because I think it's a great question, but the answer could benefit 2 groups of people. First are those people who might be working at a job and thinking of starting their own business instead of, or maybe in addition to your current job, right? But there's another group of people who this is also important for. It's the entrepreneur who already has a business and they're trying to figure out if now is the right time to start a second business. And the answer to both of those is the same, right? The best time to start a business, whether this is your first business or your second or your third or whatever, is when you are most able to get out of your own way and learn. Because number one, any new venture requires time, which means you need to have the time to put the mental bandwidth on to your business without allowing whatever else you're working on to decline, right? But number two, continuous learning is the foundation of so many great businesses. But as entrepreneurs mature, they usually slow down on their learning or their intake of new material, and that almost always causes a plateau. And I'm not saying that you have to buy into the whole personal development space with all those people who say, the more you learn, the more you earn, because I've known amazingly successful people who have never spent a day reading anything about self-improvement. But I have never once met a highly successful person who has not been an avid learner. In fact, most successful people are people who are learning multiple times every single day. Let me give you a couple of examples here. I had breakfast with a friend the other day who showed up probably about 30 minutes early to the restaurant. Not just so that he could go out there and get a seat for us, but also so he could sit there with his phone and scroll through all the most recent news in his industry for that day. And when I got there, we talked about that, right? And he shared with me exactly how he was going to use what he just learned. And he told me that on most days, he's reading the news in his industry, not world news, but in the news in his industry, and also meeting with very smart people about what they predict is going to be happening in his industry almost every single day. And many of the decisions that he makes are formed based on that knowledge that he learns. Now, I've got another friend who owns a very large software company. And he has 3 meetings every single day where his teams keep him up to date, not only on their progress, but on the progress of their competitors and on the concepts that each person on the team is learning to improve upon their software and keep them ahead in their industry. So he's taking it to the next level, right? He is learning every single day, in fact, multiple times every day, through what his team is learning. So the very best time to start a new business or to take almost any big leap in your life is when you have the ability to get out of your own way, meaning that you have the time to focus on growing something new and you're willing to go out there and learn. And if you've never done this before, sometimes I guess it's kind of difficult to try to figure out what you should be learning. But as you get used to putting yourself into that frame of mind, what you're going to find is that you have so much going on in life that there's always topics that you need to learn to stay ahead and to excel. When I first got started in business, it was back in the 1990s. And it was very hard back then to break away from the norm of getting a job and building this career around a marginal income and maybe a potential retirement plan, as opposed to taking the time and the risk to learn something new and then starting something of my own and growing a business that I thought was going to be worthwhile, right? That's entrepreneurialism. I mean, if I were starting up in the 90s and needed funding, meaning that we were building something that required a big cash infusion, then venture capitalism was like the only way to go. And they had all the power. They would normally step into a company and replace the CEO or replace the founder and also take the majority of the company, or at least take the majority of the power in the company, because they were walking in not just with the money, but most of the time they were also walking in with all the key knowledge. But things have changed, and they've changed substantially for the better. Now, if you're smart about it, you could start a company with $0 and have an 8-figure company in 12 to 24 months. Or you could go out there with a wonderful idea, get a bunch of people on your team who are crusaders for that idea, and get funding from an angel or a venture capitalist, and pretty quickly get the backing to scale something that you could be proud of. And I guess one of the major turning points for this was the advent of the internet and blogs, and also founders who were willing to go out there and share on their blogs or on the internet the good, the bad, and the ugly. And but then also YouTube, where you can get information like this that we deliver or that other really quality channels deliver. Because It's significantly faster these days to learn anything you need to learn and get momentum and grow. I think I've posted, I don't know, close to 200 hours of information between YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn and also my blog on the website. And it's all free. And every piece of content goes really deep into how I've grown multiple eight-figure companies. So you could get a peek into the systems that we use and the paperwork that we use and how we go out there and hire amazing people and how we gain market share. And if you're willing to take the time and to digest some of the videos and the articles we put out there, you could quickly learn everything you need to start your first or your next business and smoothly scale it up. So whether you're thinking about starting your very first business or you already have a successful company and you're trying to figure out if it's a good idea or a good time to start another venture, start by making this a study in your life and intake as much quality information as you possibly can, because that's going to shortcut your success curve and it's going to collapse these time frames so that you could scale quickly and predictably, as opposed to just jumping in and building the plane as you're flying it. And if you know somebody who's thinking about starting a business, share this video with them or just share a link to our YouTube channel so that they get access to all the videos that I put out. All the videos I put out are free and nothing that I ever talk about is just an idea. Everything is based on the experiences that I have in business. And even then, I only share tactics that I personally use in my companies and that work every time I use them so that you could scale more this year than you might have even imagined, right? Without having to pay the enormous price of learning from your own failures. Now, I know I covered a lot in this video, so jump over to my site and search the blog for the transcripts, because we post the transcripts along with my personal notes right on the blog so that you get the most value from every single episode.